Very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. I'm Rasha Khan, and I'm your host for today's webinar. And I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. So I'm just also dropping a hello to you on the chat as well. Thank you for joining in early. We will be starting the program preview right on time. Meanwhile, let me also drop in my introduction on the chat here. Also, if you're basically if you're joining us from different parts of the world, you can let us know by dropping us a hello on the chat with your name and where are you tuning in from. So as this is a global webinar, you'll be seeing a lot of folks joining us from different countries, and it's always good to network, right? These events, like, they are very helpful in networking as well. So please do let us know your name as well. Sometimes it's really hard to make out your name from your email IDs. Awesome. Also, we are streaming live on a YouTube channel as well. So I see a lot of folks have joined us there as well. Yeah, folks who have joined us live on a YouTube channel, you can also let us know by dropping us a hello on the YouTube live chat box and with your name and where are you joining us from. So please do let us know in the YouTube live chat box. We will be paying close attention to the live chat box as well on YouTube. In case you have any questions, you can drop us your questions there as well. Awesome. I see a lot of introductions have already started coming in. That's great. Please keep the introductions coming in. Meanwhile, let me just quickly take you through the few quick ground rules we have here for the session. These ground rules are basically here to make your experience, amazing throughout this webinar. So you just need to follow these few ground rules. So in case you have any question for our speaker, Alison West, you can let us know by putting your questions in the Q&A box. Now, why the Q&A box? As you can see, the webinar chat is completely blowing up with your amazing introductions. And it is going to get a little hectic for us to go and find your questions there. And we wouldn't want to miss any of your questions and would love to address all of them. So please help us with you putting down your questions in the Q&A box. And whenever the speaker gets time, like, she will answer it, but we have a special duration for the Q&A part towards the end. So yeah, I'll talk about that more about in agenda. And the session is being recorded. In case you miss anything, in case you want to go through the recording of the session once again, you can expect a follow-up email from us with the recording interview after the webinar. Also, this webinar is of 60 minutes of duration. So we are just starting off. I see a lot more introductions coming in on the chat here. Also, for attending this webinar, there is a webinar certificate. So you can request a proof of attendance for this webinar by putting down your full name in the post-webinar survey. So this is only for the folks who have joined us live on Zoom and registered for this webinar. So you need to stay till the end for that. And once this webinar ends in 60 minutes, from now, you will get a pop-up by Zoom which says post-webinar survey. So I'll nudge over these things in the chat as well. So in case you have just joined now, please don't worry. Just drop us a hello. Let us know you're here by dropping your name and where are you joining us from. And yeah, we will basically nudge about these ground rules on the chat as well and also towards the end. So I'll help you out if you have any queries. You can let me know in the Q&A box or the chat box. Yeah, moving on to the basically first poll of the session here. Because I can see there are so many folks who have joined us from South Africa, India, I see Nigeria, Colombia, and New York. I see Qatar, KSA, and a lot more folks from India and US. Is my voice audible to you folks? I see few messages about the voice is not audible. Please do let me know by just responding yes or no on the chat. Just checking the mic, 1, 2, 3. Okay, awesome. So few of the folks who are facing a issue, it might be a technical issue. It does happen. Please just check from your end, and you can also leave and join once again as well. So please do check that. And yeah, so I was talking about the poll here. So let's get to know you a little better. So let's do a quick poll of how many years of experience do you currently have. So I'm just launching this quick poll. I know a lot of you have already started responding on the chat here, but there is a live poll as well where you can go and vote. This poll will definitely give us and our speaker, an idea about what kind of audience, with experience has joined us. So quickly, folks, go and vote for the poll. There are 4 options there. You can choose the one which is the most suitable for you in terms of work experience. And also, when we're talking about work experience, we are not talking about AI and data science. In general, you can share your work experience. So the first option here is currently studying. Second option here is 0 to 3 years. And the third option here is 3 to 5 years. And the fourth here is more than 5 years. So, yeah. I see most of you have already started responding to the poll. You guys are pretty quick, I must say. There is no requirement to share email ID in the chat because your email ID is completely visible to us and everyone, just to let you know. Okay, I see more introductions coming in on the chat here. Thank you so much for your amazing introductions, folks. Last 5 seconds for the poll here. I see few of you are still responding to the poll. So last 5 seconds, how many years of experience do you currently have? Folks who have joined us live on our YouTube channel, I see you have started responding on the YouTube live chat box as well. So you can share your responses on the YouTube live chat box. Awesome. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I will be ending the poll now and also sharing the results with you folks and our speaker. Let's see what have you voted for. So 50% of the votes are for currently studying and 27% of the votes are for more than 5 years. 6% of the votes are for 3 to 5 years and 17% of the votes are for 0 to 3 years. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. That definitely gives us and our speaker an understanding how she can tailor her responses, during the webinar, keeping in mind the kind of audience, with the experience has joined us. Now moving on to the agenda of today's session. The first and the most important agenda of today's session is about you, how we can help you out in your career better and address any questions you might have during the session as well. Also, we'll be talking about the program review of the Applied AI and Data Science by Brown University, and also about Applied AI and Data Science careers in 2024. Also, what exactly this program offers, how exactly this program gets you future ready. We'll be taking you through in-depth, dive of the Brown University program, talking about the learning path, the skills which are covered, the tools which are covered, and there are amazing projects which are, there in this program as well. So yeah, will be showcasing you the learning environment live as well. What happens when you basically take up this program? So what are things are provided and what exactly it looks like? So all the things will be covered, and yeah, based on the interest you share towards enrollment into the Brown University's program, we will be taking you through the quick enrollment steps here, where we will be sharing the basically the enrollment steps and also the upcoming cohort we have for the program and also the program fee as well for your particular region. I also will be sharing the link towards the program as well in case you want to download the syllabus or check out things for your own region as well in terms of fee. So yeah, and the last agenda of today's session is the Q&A. As I mentioned earlier, that the Q&A will be basically taken towards the end. But if the speaker gets time in between, we will try to address queries. If not, we will be taking it towards the end. So please have a little patience and keep your questions related to the Brown University program. And yeah, we will address all of them till the end of the webinar, yeah, as possible. So thank you so much. Now we'll be moving on to our speaker introduction here. Would like to welcome Alison here. Very good morning, Alison, and would like to quickly introduce Alison here. So Alison here is the Associate Director of Corporate and Executive Education for Brown U School of Professional Studies. She has 10 years of experience developing and implementing executive education programs. And also she has an MBA in Leadership and Organizations Transformation from Western School of Business. Alison, a very good morning to you and welcome once again. It's always a pleasure hosting you. I'm pretty sure the audience would love to know a little bit about you from you as well.
Thank you so much, Rasha. The pleasure is so mutual. I love getting to come on to these webinars and speak with the incredible audience that you always draw and to get to co-present this with you. So thank you for everything that you've done to set us up for success. As Rasha mentioned, I have 10 years of experience in the program development space for leaders. And that is what I am really passionate about, is making sure that we create programs that meet you where you are and help you get to where you want to go. And I couldn't be doing that from a better place than the Brown University School of Professional Studies. Our mission is to empower you with the skills and the network that you need to change the way the world works for good. And I find that mission incredibly inspiring because many of us spend over 50% of our waking lives, at work. But the way that the world works now does not work for everyone. And we need leaders like you to bring in new skills, new perspectives, and new ways of doing things to make sure that the world is a little bit more equitable and inclusive. And I'm particularly passionate about AI as a path for career development and promotion because it is, in its current iteration, a pretty new field. Not that AI itself is new, it's not, but the new tools like generative AI have really come onto the scene in its full force, really within the last year, which means that you have an incredible opportunity, especially for those of you who are kind of early in your career, which I saw from the poll as many of you, to be able to capitalize on this incredible moment in time that we're in, to be able to make the world work for you and for those around you. So thank you for being here today. I also want to just very quickly address a question that a couple people have asked, the question of, is this being recorded? And the answer is yes, and you will get that recording to your email address. And if you are able to earn a certificate for this webinar, and the answer to that is also yes, when the webinar ends, at the end of the full webinar, you will automatically be directed to a survey where you can put in your information to get that certificate. So I just want to answer those two questions because they've come up quite a bit. But with that, I will then turn it back over to you, Rasha.
Thank you so much, Alison, for your introduction and also briefing them about the certificate and the recording. Moving on to the program preview here. Before we start the Brown University's program preview, let's talk about careers in applied AI and data science in 2024. What exactly is happening there? So moving on. So starting with talking about what are the skills which are required in AI and data science in 2024, and these skills which are will be in demand not only in this year but also in the upcoming future as well.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. The Sorry, I got distracted looking at your questions. I'm trying to answer as many of your questions as possible as you bring them in. So thank you for submitting so many great questions already. But yes, AI and data science is a really exciting field to be a part of now because it is experiencing exponential growth. It is a field that has been on a quick growth trajectory for quite a while now, for several decades. But with the introduction of new technologies like generative AI, we are seeing an exponential increase in even just the last year. And in particular, I think that something that's quite interesting, and we'll talk about more in a moment, is that this shift is now seeing AI and data science become really required and critical tools in all fields, as opposed to in the past, it was more of a specialized field that if you wanted to do data science, you had to be a data scientist. And now it's really something that is required for all fields, including customer service, marketing, finance, etc. And so I think that makes this a really exciting time to choose to upskill to be able to take advantage of these opportunities. And here are some of the skills that you need in order to capitalize on that exponential growth. You will need to have deep familiarity with concepts including machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, data engineering, generative AI, as we've spoken about a couple of times, Python programming, data visualization, statistical analysis, and data storytelling. And I think what you can see from this list, and what always makes me really excited when I see this list, is what a wide variety of skills are needed, which means that whether you see yourself as a kind of capital T technical person or not, there is a need and a role for you.
Thank you so much, Alison, for taking us through these skills here in AI and data science. Now that we have talked about skills, how can we miss talking about the career paths, right? The diverse career paths which open up in AI and data science.
Absolutely, yes. So we have some career paths that will surprise no one, that with this skill set, you can become a data scientist, a machine learning engineer, a data analyst, an AI research scientist. But then I think something that has become pretty interesting in the last couple of years is that we are also in great need of people with these skills in areas that are less traditionally seen as technical fields. So things like business intelligence analysts, so people who are able to analyze the data of how an organization or a unit is performing and then make recommendations based off of that. Another one I'm really interested in kind of keeping an eye on is an AI ethics consultant. Right now, we are seeing, and we'll talk about this more in the next slide as well. There's a slide about trends, but we're seeing that legislation in most countries is trailing far behind AI usage. So that means as of now, and I don't think this will always be the case, but as of now, a lot of individual organizations and leaders need to set their own standards for what risk they are comfortable with and what ethics they are comfortable with when it comes to the usage of AI tools. And that is both a very exciting and a very daunting place for us to be in at the moment. In addition, there are field-specific needs like healthcare data analyst and also healthcare product creation. We're seeing a lot of healthcare products, especially startups and apps, utilizing AI and data science on their back end to power them. We also are in need of financial analysts, and marketing data analysts. So those are the types of careers that you can expect with the skill set in AI and data science to be able to enter or to advance in.
Thank you so much, Alison. That sounds really interesting. Also, as you mentioned earlier, that we'll be talking about what's changing in the AI space, in 2024. So we have few things here on the slide here, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot many things which are changing. Maybe you can shed some light on that.
Absolutely, yes. I've never seen it change so quickly. So one of my favorite faculty members to work with, he was recently saying that he is someone who is or rather listening to podcasts and reading articles every single day. And he still does not remember a single time in his career where he has found it more difficult to keep up with all of the changing technology, which is exciting. It indicates like what a exciting time of growth we're in. And in particular, there are 4 different trends that we expect to impact the AI and machine learning space the most. The first is AI democratization. So we kind of have alluded a couple times to the fact that tools like generative AI, which really exploded onto the scene last year in a very real way, that they are making it easier and easier to access AI tools. In fact, I myself, just today, I was planning a trip and I used generative AI to create my my agenda for the trip for what I wanted to do on the trip. And I've seen other people use it to analyze data. I've seen other people use it to draft emails or to summarize readings. And so it is something where you no longer need to specialize in data or AI or technology in order to use it. But it also means that your employers are going to start expecting that you know how to use it, even if you're not in that field. In addition, we're going to see more and more need for people who have an ethical lens to bring to AI. And that is because of what I just alluded to earlier, which is that most countries, their legislation is far trailing the use of AI and big data within organizations. So that means that we're going to need more and more businesses to come up with their own sense and their own structure of governance, and then to be ready to adapt those once legislation is enacted, because it will be. Legislation and regulation is on its way, but it hasn't shown up in most countries, at least some have. And then in addition, we're going to see a huge AI talent shortage because, as you have seen, it's changing so fast that means that we need people who are on top of the latest trends and tools and technologies, but it's changing so fast. So the need is going up and up and up exponentially, but the number of people who are ready and able to jump in is not growing at that same pace.
Thank you so much, Alison. That sounds pretty interesting. I think we'll be talking more about AI and data science in the program preview. But before that, let's get to know what exactly is stopping you from gaining these AI and data science expertise. So now that you're here, it's clear that you are interested, in the AI and data science field, and we would love to know what exactly is the challenge you're facing when it comes to pursuing AI and data science or gaining expertise there. So I've just launched a quick poll here, which you can see on the screen as well on Zoom. And here, this poll is particularly multiple choice. So you can select multiple options here because there can be multiple concerns or challenges you might be facing, right? So I'll just read out these options for you. The first one here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. Second one here is I don't have the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And the third one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So I see most of you have already started voting. You guys are pretty quick here when it comes to chat and the polls here. And the Q&A box has started already filling up. The questions have started rolling in already. And I think, Alison, you have already started, addressing few questions. I think you got a little time there. So yeah, and folks who are watching us live on a YouTube channel, you can also let us know by responding on the YouTube live chat box. If also, folks, if these options do not cover the your challenges or basically concerns, the Q&A box is open for you. So feel free to put down your questions in the Q&A box. Just make sure the question is related to AI data science and about the program in general. So any questions about the program, which you'll be introducing shortly. Okay, I see a few responses coming in the YouTube live chat box as well that I don't have the practical exposure. Interesting. I think I see a lot of you have already responded for the poll here. So we have very high attendance and a very high volume on the chat here, folks. I see a lot of questions coming in on the webinar chat box. The thing is, due to high attendance, we might not be able to, address your queries from the chat. So the Q&A box is open. Please make sure that you put down your queries there for our speaker to be able to, address them easily. So yeah, last 5 seconds for the poll here, folks. What's stopping you from gaining AI and data science expertise? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks and Alison here. Let's see what have you voted for. So 56% of the votes are for I don't have the practical exposure. I need to become job ready. Similarly, a lot of votes in the YouTube live chat box as well for the same option. And 47% of the votes are for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 32% of the votes are for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So that's interesting. I see a lot of you are still responding on the chat here. So yeah, we can share from the screen which is visible to you and let us know which option you are choosing. So this definitely gives us an understanding of the concerns here. So now let me just quickly introduce you to our program here, the Brown University's Applied AI and Data Science program. So basically the programs comes with a comprehensive curriculum and an industry and learning path. We will be talking about the learning path in detail in the upcoming slides. We also will be talking about what exactly the learning environment looks like. So it has a combination of self-paced learning and live classes as well. Also with live discussions. And also you get assignments and projects and quizzes for practical learning experience. We'll be talking about what are these assignments, labs, and projects get to work on through this program to basically build your portfolio and showcase that experience to your future employer. Also, this program duration is only of 3 months. You can just complete it by giving 3 to 5 hours per week. And moving on to the next slide. And also you will be getting the basically School of Professional Studies at Brown University online certification, which you can see here on the screen here. You can see this certification is by School of Professional Studies, Brown University, and you will be getting this once you have completed the program. And this will be for the Applied AI and Data Science program. You can see the accreditations here as well from Brown and also from Simplilearn as well. Also, you will be basically getting to build and optimize these machine learning models to enhance decision-making processes. So we'll be covering more about that. But before that, Alison, can you tell us a little bit about how exactly the Brown University, acts as an advantage here, and what exactly is the Brown difference?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So Brown University was founded in 1764, and it is one of the Ivy League schools in the United States, which is one of the most prestigious classifications of universities and colleges within the United States. And something that I think has always made Brown stand out from the beginning is we have a very strong emphasis on critical thinking and on helping you to learn how to learn as opposed to just memorizing a tool. And I think you'll see that in the applied AI and data science curriculum, that while we do take you step by step on how to analyze data or how to apply deep learning models to a data set to create insights, you also have the opportunity to practice. And the reason this is so important to us is because there can be a huge gap between hearing about how to do something versus actually knowing how to do it. And also because these technologies are changing at such a rapid rate, it is less useful to memorize a series of steps and more useful to have a really strong grasp of the concepts behind it, so that when the tool does inevitably update again, you will understand what the kind of driving factors are behind the tool, and you'll be able to adapt to these new updates. And that is something that I think Brown is really well known for throughout our curriculum, our liberal arts, our sciences, and our graduate programs. And that is how I think it shows up within this particular certificate.
Well, that definitely acts as an advantage for anyone who's planning to take up this program with Brown. And moving on to the eligibility and prerequisites here. I think we've gotten plenty of questions if I will be able to take up this program. So let me just quickly help you with that query here. So you need to have a basic understanding of mathematics and programming concepts. And also you need to be at least 18 years old with a high school diploma or equivalent. And also you are encouraged to have a prior work experience, but it is not required. So if you don't have it, so it's totally okay. If you have it, definitely acts as a plus, no matter which field you come from, some kind of experience here. And a lot of folks I saw in the initial poll when we did that are currently studying. So definitely this program is for someone who basically is 18 years old and has a high school diploma and can take up this program as well. Now, let's move on to the next agenda of today's session, talking about how this program by Brown University prepares you. So, starting with the learning part of the program. So, Alison, can you take us through how this program by Brown University builds the learners' applied AI and data science skills step by step, starting with the induction, which happens for the Brown program? Yeah.
Yes, I'm happy to. Something I'm really proud about how the faculty members chose to design this course, and we'll talk more about the faculty in a moment. He's amazing. Is that because he has a lot of experience both within industry and also teaching, he took this really applied approach, which is why it is the first part of the name of the course. And he took a step back and said, if I were entering into or looking to grow my career in AI or data science, what are the top skills that I would need in order to do that comfortably? And then he designed the program around those top skills. And so I think you can see, and I think this graphic does such a good job of showing how each module builds on one another. And something I think is really important to note, and we'll talk about in greater detail in a future slide, is that there are opportunities to practice throughout. Because like I said, it's great to hear about doing something, but it's totally different to actually do it. So you'll start with an induction, which is an orientation that is run by a Simplilearn TA who is a subject matter expert. And he will give you a good overview of what you can expect from the program. Then you go into the foundations of data science, where you learn more about what the field is and what it requires. And then you start getting into a multi-unit practice where you're going to use the same data set in different ways to provide different insights. So you're going to learn how to understand the data, how to prepare a model to produce insights, how to train the model, how to apply deep learning principles to that model, And then one of the units I am most proud of is the generative AI unit, because if you can believe it, it takes about a year to create a course like this. So from the time where we start to sketch out the syllabus to the time of actually launching and enrolling learners, it takes about a year. And in the year where we were building this, generative AI did not exist in the way that it does now. And I was really proud that the team was able to pivot so quickly to incorporate a unit, because I think it's such a crucial skill set to be able to learn. And I'm really happy that we are one of the first of the programs out there that has a full unit plus a practice opportunity to utilize generative AI on a real project. And then it all ends with a capstone where you're able to apply what you learned to a bigger project, though you have shorter projects throughout. And then in addition, all of this learning is done asynchronously on your own time, making it as flexible as possible to fit into your demanding and busy lives. But you also have these opportunities, the electives, the academic master classes, to engage directly with our faculty lead, Shrikar Prasad. And so once a month, you will have the opportunity to learn from him in a live online setting. And I think that's a really unique aspect of this program, that even though we really emphasize flexibility and access through the asynchronous learning, that you also get the chance to get to know your cohort and to get to know the faculty and get your questions answered directly. It's also our opportunity to bring up the hottest and most in-demand topics, because it's changing so fast. The academic master classes are our way of bringing in the latest trends as well.
Thank you so much, Alison, for taking us through the learning part of the program. I will be able to showcase this live in the learning environment of the program as well, what exactly happens when they take up the program as well. We'll touch upon that in the upcoming slides. Now, moving on to the well-respected program faculty we have. So, Shrikar Prasad, who is the adjunct professor at Brown University. He basically, is the professor for programming and data science. And also he has held artificial intelligence product technology leadership roles at Meta platforms, Wayfair, and Alphabet as well. I think, Alison, you will be able to talk more about Shika as you have closely worked with him. So you can tell the
Yeah,
audience.
absolutely. I love talking about Trigger. He's an incredible faculty lead. He loves to teach, and it really shows. So I think what makes Trigger such a special faculty member, and someone that I love to learn from, and I hope you also will love to learn from, is that he does have such deep experience within the industry. So he actually has been at the forefront of AI and data science since the beginning of his career, working at these very major companies like Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, and Meta Platforms, which is the parent company of Facebook. So he's really, walked the walk, not just talked the talk. But in addition, he also has great experience in teaching. So it's the best of both worlds to find someone who is both great at explaining concepts and also knows which concepts need to be explained and to be prioritized. And so he is an adjunct faculty within Brown University's Watson Center, which is our center for data science. And so he was just the perfect person to bring this program to life. And he was involved in every aspect of the course programming. He designed the syllabus, he created all of the content that you will go through, and he leads our master classes. So you are in excellent hands with Shrikar. And I've learned a lot from him, and think you will as well.
I totally agree to that. And thank you so much for sharing, about Shika with us. Moving on to the tools, libraries, and platforms, they'll be covering in this program. So
Mhm.
as you can see, there are so many tools which are covered in the program, which are very important for AI and data science. So you can shed us some light on these tools, which are very important for someone who wants to pursue the AI and data science career.
Yeah, it was really important to Shrieker that everyone graduate from this program with really tangible skills that they can list on their resume as platforms that they are comfortable working in. And so he thought about his own career and which platforms came up the most. And in particular, he identified three as the ones that you'll use the most often, which is Python, NumPy, and Pandas. There are others on here as well. And then generative AI was the one that we added as we were working on the course, because we think this is the one that's the most up and coming. And so you will leave with a really strong sense of how to utilize a multitude of tools in order to make you as competitive as possible in the marketplace.
Thank you so much, Alison, for talking about these tools, which we'll be covering in this program. Also, moving on to the industry aligned projects. So, I think we have gotten a lot of votes, right? When we did that poll, what exactly is the biggest concern? So, they have basically voted for they wouldn't get the practical exposure, they need through our program. So, first of all, how are projects important and how exactly Brown covers these industry based projects, which you can see here on the screen. There are four important, very good projects which this program covers. So if you can shed some light on these projects and how exactly they will help with that practical experience they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely relate to that poll of saying that most of the programs out there don't give you applied opportunities. And that's because they're harder to design. It's a lot easier to just record a bunch of lectures and put it on a website, but it's not nearly as fruitful. And so that I understand why that is a challenge that you are facing in finding the right program. And I also hope it's one of the reasons that you see this as the right program was because this is something we really prioritize. And we prioritized it for a number of reasons. The first reason is that there is a lot of research on adult learning that finds that adult learners almost universally learn best by doing. So if you think back to your K through 12 days, you probably heard a lot of conversations around people who are auditory learners who learn by listening, people who are visual learners who learn by seeing something. But most adult learners are actually tactile. Like we don't learn until we actually do something and put something into practice. And so as a result, we made sure that we designed this course around these 4 projects plus a capstone so that at regular intervals, as you are learning a skill, you're also applying it, which creates those neural pathways that allows that skill to be accessible to you later so that you're not just able to complete a worksheet or turn in one paper, but you're actually able to utilize this in your career, in your lives. So reason number 1 we have these projects is because they work and they help you to actually learn and be able to apply what you've learned to later scenarios. Reason number 2 we created these projects is because I think that data science and AI machine learning are topics that have been seen as kind of like hot keywords, but are not necessarily always well understood. And in fact, a lot of the questions I was seeing in the Q&A when I was trying to answer them quickly were questions that kind of asked that of like, what is data science? What is this career path? What is AI? And so one of our other goals with creating these 4 projects, I think something you'll see is that each of these projects takes place in a really different industry and has a really different purpose. And the reason for that is because we wanted to help expose you to the range of opportunities and career opportunities that exist for you if you have this skill set. So by attaining this baseline skill set in some of those skills we identified at the very beginning of this, so things like data analysis, data storytelling, AI ethics, etc., you have the opportunity to unlock career paths in retail sales, employee turnover, so really on the HR side, finance, and a whole number of other careers. And this gives you just 4 examples of what it could look like to apply what you've learned into an actual day-to-day job setting. And then lastly, the third reason we have this is because we wanted you to have actual completed projects that you could include in a portfolio when you're applying for jobs. So especially for those of you who said you're very new in your career, you may find some difficulty transitioning into a job in AI or data science when you have no experience. But by coming to your interviews with both the Brown University credential, the certificate of completion, but also these 4 projects that show examples of what you're capable of doing and the results you're capable of achieving, that should hopefully open a lot of doors for you and allow you to have access to the career opportunities that you want and deserve. So those are the 3 reasons why we created and centered so much of the learning around these 4 projects.
Thank you so much, Alison. I was just looking into the Q&A box as well as you were, speaking about the projects and their demand. So similar question, I think we have addressed through this, project slide that as a self-taught data scientist, which tactic I can use in order to be employed or to be in demand in the market. So definitely having work on these projects, which basically mimic real life experience as well, real life business scenarios, they definitely help out, in showcasing that practical experience even though you are a self-taught data scientist, or you have some knowledge in data science. So these projects definitely help, and they act as a plus in this Brown University's program. So, yeah. Moving on to the learning management system, as I mentioned earlier. So we will be showcasing you how exactly the learning management system looks like. So I'll just quickly share my screen and I'll stop sharing my slide. I'll just quickly go through the page here, and I also will be sharing with you the program landing page as well, exactly how exactly it looks like after this as well. Yeah. So as you can see here, so this is the LMS. This is the learning management system by Simplilearn. And this is how it looks like. Basically, once you take up the Brown University's Applied AI and Data Science program, it will be visible to here in the learning path. And yeah, you can basically check out other courses and skill up courses as well if you have taken them. So once you basically take up this program, you can start here, go to the program, and you basically will be able to see all the courses we have talked about. So Alison has already talked about the learning path here. We can see here it starts with an induction and a program overview, and you will be able to see a blend of live classes and self-learning as well. I will be showing you how it looks like as well. So I'll just quickly show you the learning path, which we have already discussed. So foundations of data science, understanding the data, preparing the model and training the model, deep learning and generative AI. And the conclusion and applied AI in data science capstone projects, which we just talked about, the industry-based projects, capstone projects, which we have in the program. So now let me just quickly, open one of the courses which has, first of all, a blend of live and self-learning. So let me just go to one of the classes here. So a lot of them are self-learning. I'll just quickly show you, first of all, this one. This one has self-learning and live classes too, as this is an induction. You can see in the self-learning, you can see all the things which are covered here. I'll just quickly play this video for you to basically showcase how exactly it looks like and
Hello,
sounds like.
Brown learners. Welcome to your learning management system tutorial. I am your program manager, and let's get started. So here you can see the welcome screen. You can put in your credentials to help enhance your learning. Not only do you have access to AI and machine learning, but you do have access to a multitude of different topics to help. But saying that this is our minimum, we do have a lot of learners that are looking to enhance their art.
So yeah, this is just a quick overview of what exactly it looks like. And yeah, so there are live classes as well, I think, for this particular course. So they will be available here. So you cannot see anything right now because the current cohort is completely filled. And there is an upcoming cohort which will be available here if there are any live classes here, and you will be able to see your the classes which you have subscribed for, and also the classes which you have already basically attended. The recordings will be available here. Similarly, we do have labs projects as well. So I'll be showcasing you what exactly these labs and free resources and materials looks like. So again, like moving on to the so again there is a self-learning section here as well. You can see this is the syllabus for it, and we basically have these different materials as well, which you can download from here. Demo data sets, practice labs, and for practice labs, going into the practice lab section. So you can see this is one of the practice labs which are available for this particular learning path. And you can see basically this is a virtual lab environment. We have just talked about, basically this project is completely hands-on, not only the industry-based projects. It definitely gives you a hands-on experience, and you get to basically practice it here through this lab here. You just have to basically launch this labs and basically start working on the lab and get yourself familiar with it. So yeah, these are basically the learning parts of the program which you take up through this program. There's generative AI as well, and again, like, this is one of the self-learning learning path here. And there'll be assessments here as well. You can see the complete syllabus here as well on the side. You basically can cover it one by one. Again, like, going one by one, you need to do that because you need to unlock the certificates. You need to complete all these self-learning videos and live classes and assessments and labs as well. I think, and also you need to cover one of the projects, caption projects, in order to unlock the certificate as well. So yeah, these are basically, you can see ChatGPT based storytelling assessment here, AI enhanced book club here. So yeah, there are many interesting things in this program which you will be able to access through the learning management system. Again, electives we have already talked about. Alison has already talked about the academic master classes by Brown universities and also the certification here. So certificate, I've already shown it to you, but this is how the certificate will look like. I'll just quickly show that to you in the landing page of the program. So in order to unlock this, you will have to basically pass at least 2 course and projects from 2 different courses. And you need to basically have at least 80% to unlock this particular certificate. So yeah, this is basically the learning management system. And there is a help tool also, which is available 24/7. And you can just access it pretty quickly through this help section. Where in case you have any queries about the certificate, exam, labs and projects, assessments, live classes, the classes, self-learning videos, the progress you're making, all the things, can be basically, figured out through this help section, which is available 24/7 for you. So yeah, basically this is just to summarize, what exactly the learning management system looks like. Now, let me just quickly also open the program page for you. And also I'll be sharing the link towards the program as well. In case you want to, download the syllabus later for your own reference. So let me just open the program page. Let me just show you once and then I'll share the link on the chat here. So yeah, so this is how the program page looks like. We have just covered the Brown University's Applied AI and Data Science program. We have talked about the Brown difference. If you want, I can just quickly play this video as well for you. Let's see what we have gotten here.
And data science are continually playing a crucial role in shaping the future of industries. In fact, projections indicate that the AI market is expected to reach $190 billion by 2025, and the rapid growth of data science is anticipated to generate approximately 11.5 million jobs globally. The Applied AI and Data Science online program, offered by Brown University in collaboration with Simplilearn, addresses these rapid changes by teaching you the essential skills and resources needed in this new environment.
Hi, I'm Sandra Smith. I'm the Associate Dean of Executive Education at Brown School of Professional Studies. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our new Applied AI and Data Science program delivered in collaboration with Simplilearn. This comprehensive program provides a deep dive to provide you with the technical skills you need to solve some of the most complex business problems, both efficiently and effectively.
This program's curriculum is carefully crafted to cover essential topics such as data science foundations, exploratory data analysis, machine learning model preparation and training, and deep learning, among other areas of study, to give you the full picture of the industry. The course will familiarize you with the leading Python libraries and tools like SciPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, NumPy, and a dedicated module of generative AI to help you stay updated with trends and standards.
You will learn at your own pace with videos recorded by our faculty at Brown University and also complemented by live online sessions every month. At the end of the learning journey, you will receive a certificate of completion from Brown University School of Professional Studies. By joining this program, you are taking a very significant step in entering the exciting world of AI and data science. Through rigorous study and application and effort, you will, through this program, acquire the most complete set of in-demand skills in order to propel your career and join some of the world's leading companies. Through an emphasis on hands-on experience, this program provides you with the technical skills you need to solve some of the most complex business problems, both efficiently and effectively. This comprehensive program offers a deep dive into the fast-paced, ever-changing world of AI and data science.
This online asynchronous program is designed for working professionals, allowing access to the curriculum from anywhere at the convenience of your schedule. To begin your journey, complete a brief program application, and our admissions counselor will reach out to answer any questions. We can't wait to help you explore the opportunities that lie ahead.
Well, that definitely summarizes the program which we have covered. So yeah, just to quickly show you the program page here, we have already covered the learning part of the program. We have covered the key features, which the program covers as well. We have shown you what exactly the certificate for the program by Brown University looks like, and also the learning part of the program is also covered here. And the skills which are covered in the program, the tools which are covered in the program, and also the industry-based projects which Anderson has, talked about as well. Also, a program advisor Shekhar Prasad. And just to summarize it, we have career support from Simplilearn as well. This IM Jobs is for Indian candidates. You get an IM Jobs Pro membership of 6 months for free. And through that, you also get your basically profile highlighted in IM Jobs. To this pro membership, and also you get a resume review and rewrite services based on the skill set and role you're applying for through an SME, which is assigned to you. And once you're done with the resume, you also get an interview, one-on-one interview services as well, basically to practice it within an SME based on the job role you're applying for. So yeah, this is basically the career support which Simplilearn provides. Additionally, apart of all the things we have talked about, you can also quickly check what are the industries, folks, they come from IT, software, व्यवसाय, e-commerce, and all the companies, which they join us from. Diverse industries like SAP, Wells Fargo, Boeing, Siemens, Infosys, IBM, Amazon, EY, Netflix, Bosch, being just few of them among hundreds of them. These are not just the companies they come from. This is just to basically show you the top companies they come from. They obviously come from, much more diverse industries as well. So yeah, we have all shared with you all the details here. I'll share the link also, of the program as well. So going back to the slide. So we would love to know your interest in enrolling into the Applied AI and Data Science program by Brown University. I am just quickly going to launch a poll now, and you can respond by saying yes if you're interested in enrolling into the program. And yeah, after that, I'll be quickly taking to the enrollment steps. And basically, folks who share their interest towards enrollment, the learning consultants from Simplilearn will be getting in touch with you, and they will help you with the onboarding process as well. So yeah, I'll basically quickly launch this poll, and I also will be sharing the link towards the program on the chat after that. So yeah, the poll is launched, and you can share your response as yes if you're interested in enrolling into the Brown University program. So let me also share the link towards the program on the chat. Yeah, you can basically save this link for yourself. A lot of you folks who have already started sharing interest towards enrollment, you can go and download the syllabus as well from this particular link. So in case after the learning consultants get in touch with you from Simplilearn, in case you have any questions about the syllabus, about the learning path, about the program in general, you can definitely, ask them that. Yeah, they'll help you with any query you have. I saw a few questions about what is the program fee. I'll be sharing that in the upcoming slide in the enrollment steps. And you can also check out with this link as well in case you want to check it out for your own region as well. Also, I think someone has asked me if there are EMI options or payment installment options available. So yes, we do have that. We basically can check it out for your own region through this link which I've shared. It will show you the partners. Let me do one thing. Meanwhile, you guys are basically voting on the poll, sharing your interest. I'll just show you quickly. I think one of the options are open here as well. So basically, this is the fee, and you can see this is for we have these options available. We have partnered with the following financing companies to provide you competitive finance options for interest as low as 0% interest rate with no hidden cost. So you can go and check out this particular link which I've shared with you. That is the program link, and you can check out the options you have for your own region. And this is something that can be highlighted to the learning consultants from Simplilearn, and they will help you guide through it. So yeah, but you can check out your options now only so you're prepared, so basically what you're opting for. So, yeah. Awesome. Also, a lot of folks who have joined us live on our YouTube channel, we are actually looking at your chat here, and I see few interest coming in there as well. So you can also, go and enroll similarly. You will see a link on the top of the live chat box which says AI and Data Science with Brown University. You can just click on that, and it will take you to the same enrollment page. And you can just share your few details like email and your phone number and your name, and basically share your interest towards enrollment. And similarly, the basically onboarding process from Simplilearn will be followed, which I'll be sharing it after this poll. Also, in case you're watching this after, so you'll be seeing a basically link on the top of the description of the YouTube live channel, and you can just click on that program page link and basically follow the same process for sharing your enrollment steps. You can also quickly go and enroll as well yourself using the link which I've shared. I'll just share it once again for you folks. And I see a lot of questions coming in the Q&A box. I think Alison has managed to answer a lot of them throughout the session, but we'll be moving towards the Q&A part of the session very quickly. Meanwhile, let's give it 10 more seconds for the poll here. I see most of you have responded for the poll here, and I see a lot of interest coming towards enrollment. That's great. But let's give it 10 seconds more. So last 10 seconds, folks, for the poll here. So if you would like to enroll into the Applied AI and Data Science program by Brown University, you can see a poll which is live on Zoom, which says, would you like to enroll in the program? And you can share your response as yes to let us know that you are interested. And that is how we can get in touch with you and help you through the enrollment process altogether. So yeah, last 10 seconds, folks. So, yeah. And this is a really good time in case you have any questions about the program by Brown. You can go and put down these questions in the Q&A box because Alison will be taking your questions, live pretty soon. So yeah. So last 5 seconds for the poll here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of your interest towards enrollment. Now, for a lot of you folks who have already shared interest, let me just quickly take you to the enrollment steps. I think a lot of questions about that. So there are 3 simple, easy steps which the learning consultants from Simplilearn will be helping you follow for all the onboarding process. So I'm just giving you an overview of that so you're aware what's going to happen next. So the step 1 here is you'll have to submit an application. You will have to apply at askus@simplilearn.net. Step 2 will be the application will be going for review based on the eligibility and the prerequisites which we have shared with you earlier. In case you have any doubt about that, the link is there. You can go and check out the eligibility there as well again. And based on that, you will be getting admissions offer from the learning consultants from Simplilearn. So yeah, these are 3 simple, easy steps. This definitely makes you familiar with the onboarding process. Now talking about the enrollment schedule and also the program fees here. So the upcoming latest cohort which we have, the induction is happening on May 14th, and the classes for this will be starting on July 9th. So again, like we have very limited seats, folks. You can go and check it out for yourself in the program link which we have shared. Basically, the seats get filled pretty quick. So if you're looking basically to join the most recent cohort, which you can see here, July 9th, you can immediately basically go and enroll into the program. And also the program fee here for US candidates here is $2,624. And we have EMI options, as I mentioned earlier. It is for as low as $231 per month. And for Indian candidates, the fee is 1,35,000 INR rupees, including taxes. Similarly, we have financing options here also available, which I've shown you in the program page. It is for available for as low as 4,594 INR rupees per month. Again, like I know a lot of you have joined from different countries. So you can check out this particular program page link I've shared again on the chat, and it will show you the program fee for your region here. So yeah, and even after the webinar, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net as well. So I'm just sharing that email ID on the chat here as well. But let's move on to the Q&A part because we do have a few minutes left, Alison. And I think you have managed to answer a lot of these questions. So maybe we can just quickly summarize. First of all, I think there are plenty of questions you have answered. Maybe quickly summarize, one of the most important repetitive questions we have gotten. And then there are a few new ones as well, with the time we have in hand, we can maybe answer a few of them as well.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you all for your great questions. I have been furiously typing and trying to respond to as many of your questions.
I was shocked to see that you have basically answered so many questions already.
Yes. So if you have not looked yet, please definitely reopen the Q&A and look at the answer tab because I may have already gotten to your questions. But I think that's a great suggestion, Rasha, to summarize the ones that are coming up the most often. So one question that's coming up quite a bit is, what is the difference between a data analyst and either a data or business scientist? And it does vary a bit from company to company. So you always want to, look at job descriptions and make sure that this aligns with the specific organization that you're interested in. But typically a data analyst is a more junior position who is responsible for collecting, gathering, and cleaning up data and doing sort of the first level of analysis. And then typically a data scientist and or a business intelligence person would then take all of this cleaned up data, run more complex analyses on it, and make recommendations to the organization of how they should function differently as a result of the insights gained from this analysis. So that is the primary difference between those two different roles. There were also a lot of questions more around the logistics of the program. So a lot of people asked when the next cohort starts, and Rasha has already answered that, of course, but I'm happy to answer it again, which is that the next cohort will start on May 14th, and we would love for you to be a part of it. We hope you choose to be a part of it. You will get a recording of this session, and you do have the opportunity to earn a certificate from this webinar by entering in your information in the survey that will open at the end of this webinar. Another question that's come up quite a bit that I think is a great question is what makes Brown's program unique? Because there are other programs out there that cover data science and or AI. And I think a couple of things make the Brown University program unique. I think the first is that Shrikar Prasad is such an incredible instructor. He is so engaging, he is so clear, and he has such a wealth of experience in the leading organizations that many of us want to work for, Alphabet, Google, and Meta. And so I think that is one of the distinguishing factors is that you are being taught by someone who actually does this work day in and day out. So he knows what matters. And he also knows that there's no such thing as in real life. There's no such thing as a perfect model that's going to work perfectly. And so something he did that I thought was really unique was he chose to take data that was actually out there that is messy and complex and doesn't fit perfectly into a model. And he used that in all of his examples throughout the curriculum. So I think that's our first differentiating factor is how incredible Shrikar is at teaching and at focusing on what is actually needed for a career. The second is the number of application opportunities that you get. So having the opportunity to do 4 projects throughout plus your capstone is pretty unique. A lot of other programs are going to be fully lecture-based and won't give you the opportunity to actually put what you've learned into practice. And I think that is a unique and frankly better model is for adult learners to get to actually use what they've learned. Thirdly, you do get a certificate of completion from Brown University, which does carry weight. And so I think that is a unique aspect of the program. And then fourthly is I think this really nice blend between being an incredibly flexibly built program because you have so many pre-recorded lectures that you get to go in and access on your own time, but you also have these monthly live sessions with the professor, so you get incredibly individualized attention. The Simplilearn team is also incredible. They're so accessible, and they're here to help you with any questions or any technical issues you have at any time. And so I think that is the other unique aspect of the program. And I see some new questions have come in, so I'm kind of starting to scroll to try to read some of these. So I've seen questions that are asking basically, how does AI and data science apply to my field? And within that, there are a couple of fields that have been asked. And I think that the shortest answer to that is that it is radically disrupting absolutely every field. And I include my own of education within that description of everything, because now these tools have been democratized, which means that we're able to do things much more quickly. But it also means that the skills that are going to be more and more in demand are shifting, because now I've kind of started to hear this term that I really like. I think it's really interesting, which is AI as a coworker. So it's kind of thinking about AI being such a vital tool that's almost like a coworker that you work with every day. And if we kind of have that mindset of AI and data science becoming our coworker, then that means it's really crucial for us to learn how to work really well with it. And so I think that whether it's just, one person asked the question from steel manufacturing, another person asked it from finance, another person asked it from healthcare. And I think that the answer is somewhat the same. It's also very different. Your fields are very different, but it's somewhat the same throughout, because it's that you're going to be utilizing these different tools in order to make better decisions more quickly, to be able to communicate more effectively, and to be able to, run and visualize data insight. So like being able to go from this huge pool of data points that may not initially look like they relate to one another, to something that then makes sense of what has happened, but I think more importantly, makes predictions on what will happen. And I think that's really the changing factor, is that in the past we have had for many decades a really good sense of being able to, of how to effectively analyze the past, but now we have tools that are using those insights to help predict the future. And I think that is how you're going to utilize it from all of these different industries. I think those are the main, well, and I also see another logistics question that's come up quite a bit, which is the question of, are there scholarships or discounts? And I've answered this quite a bit too. So I would encourage you to look at the answered tab, because I'm answering questions as quickly as I can. And the answer is that there are installment plans, and I included a link in the answered tab in the Q&A of where you can see and access those installment plans. I think those are the primary trends of questions that I'm seeing, Rasha. Is there anything that I missed that you see that you'd like to kind of flag for me?
No, I'm just quickly browsing through it myself. No, I think you have managed to answer a lot of these questions, Alison. Yeah, I think we can move on towards the end. Yeah. I see one question here about the scholarships involved in this program. So we do have scholarships not only for this program in general. For that, you can check out the Simplilearn's homepage, and we do have scholarships upcoming throughout the month. For that, you'll have to keep an eye on mails from Simplilearn and any scholarships which are running currently. So please do go and check out the Simplilearn's homepage, and yeah, if there is a scholarship, you will get a basically pocket for that. So yeah, so we are towards the end of the session now. Would like to thank Alison here for a very interesting program review for the Brown University Applied AI in Data Science program. And also thank you for very actively, answering all these questions already in the Q&A box as well. That was really helpful. And for the folks here who had shared these queries here about the program and about AI and data science in general. And yeah, thank you so much, Alison, once again for joining us and taking us through this program. So,
Thank you so much for having me here today, Rasha, and thank you to everyone who attended and asked amazing questions. I really hope we get to see you in our classroom starting May 14th.
thank you so much. Yeah, I think the amount of interest folks you have shown in the enrollment poll for the program, I think we'll be seeing a lot of you in the upcoming cohort. And thank you so much for being an amazing audience, a very cooperative audience, and very quick on the polls here and on the chat and the Q&A box as well. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Now, folks who have been eagerly waiting for the webinar certificate, we will be ending the session now, and the post-webinar survey will be visible to you. And that is where it will ask you for the full name, which you would want to see on the certificate. That will definitely help us. We definitely need that detail in order to basically personalize the webinar certificate and send it to you. And apart from that, there will be a feedback question as well. So in case you have any feedback for us, how we can make our webinars better. In case you have any topic suggestions that I want to see this covered in the upcoming webinars. So please do let us know. We keep actively looking into these suggestions you basically give us on the webinar survey. So please do that. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone for joining. And thank you so much. I'll be ending the session now. Have a good night, good afternoon, a good day, wherever you're joining us from. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Alison, once again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take care.